The secret truth behind suspended chords is that SUS2 and SUS4 chords are exactly the same thing note for note. They are identical. I know it's hard to believe because the first ones we learn on guitar for most of us are the open D. We learn that if we lift the middle finger, it's a SUS2. And if we add the pinky on the third fret of the first string, it's a SUS4. So there's no way that this and this are identical. They are different. And I'm gonna prove you otherwise. Let's take simple C major triads in all inversions. We have this one, and this one. So we have 1, 3, 5, and this is an inversion of 3, 5, 1, and then 5, 1, 3, right? So in order to make a suspended chord, we have to replace the third of the chord. So in that triad right here, it's the middle note. So if I want to make a sus2, I have to lower it by 2 frets. And then I get my sus2 shape. And if I want to make a sus4, I take the third of the chord and I raise it by 1 fret higher. And I get my sus4 shape. What if we want to do the same thing with our other inversions? So if I start from this one, and I want to make a sus4, I have to raise the third of the chord, which is now at the bottom on the third string, by 1 fret. And I have this shape. Did you see this shape just a minute ago? It's the same as this one, right? That means that if I don't have any context, if I don't tell you what is the key of this song or which chord I am on, this shape right here could be a sus2, but it could also be a sus4. There is no way for us to know for sure which one of those two it is, right? And it happens that it's the same for all shapes of sus2 and sus4. So if I take this one, the second inversion, on top right here, so the third of the chord is the top note this time. So if I want to make a sus2, I have to lower it by 2 frets. And then I get this shape. Exactly the same shape of my sus4, but now it's a sus2 right here. And it's the same if we start from here once again. If I want to make a sus2, I have to lower by 2 frets the third, which is at the bottom, which makes... And if I want to create a sus4 out of this one, I raise the third 1 fret higher. So once again, same shape. So I get this identical shape, and this identical shape. So now that you believe me that sus2 and sus4 chords are exactly the same thing, can we use this principle to transform a sus2 into a sus4 and change the chords in our songs? And the answer is obviously yes. It just depends if you already have some context. So if it's a pre-written song and you already have a bass line under it, you might not be able to change the chord. So let's say that you play this shape on guitar, but the bass player is playing a C under it, then it's pretty clear that this is a C sus2. You cannot make it a different chord in that case. And if the bass player is playing a G under it, now it's pretty clear once again that it's a G sus4. So you cannot change it in that case. But if you're writing your songs from scratch, then you can have fun with this principle. So let's make a chord progression where we're gonna use a sus chord and we're gonna change it from a sus2 or a sus4 or vice versa. Let's stay in the key of C major. Let's say I have the C major triad, and then E minor, and then F major. And then instead of playing D minor, which is the regular chord in my key of C major, I could play a D sus2 shape, right? So if it's a sus2 shape, I have 2 choices. I can consider it's a sus2 and resolve it back to D minor, or I can consider it's a sus4 and find out what would be the sus4. It would be A sus4, right? And if I have A sus4 like this, I could take it to resolve on A major and then resolve that chord to D major and modulate to the key of D major, which is a whole step above my previous key. And then I could take exactly the same chord progression, but now play it in my new key. Right? So you see, I took the fact that this chord could be both a sus2 or a sus4 to modulate to a new key. So if I apply the right bass line under it, it's going to sound like this. So now it's a sus2. Now it's a sus4. And you modulate to D major. So once again, it's super cool. That was a super smooth transition. So once again, try to hear how it sounds differently and how we can smoothly change from one key to another. So it's one of the ways that you can use that principle of taking a sus2 to a sus4 and take advantage of the ambiguity of not knowing what that shape is. If you want to learn more shapes of sus2 and sus4 chords, I show them in my free course on spread triad chords. You can get it, first link in the description box. I'm going to show you how to play suspended chords in a spread triad format, which are super great chords to use, and you have exercises to practice and chord charts, and you can download all of that for free in my course. It's my gift to you for watching my videos until the end. So have fun with your suspended chords, and I'm gonna see you real soon in a new video. Until next time, au revoir.